Things like Chanel, Rolex, Bulgari. This is anyone need an $11,000 pocketbook we can pull over? We can get one. Giorgio Armani, Richard Mille, Firestone and Parson. This is my favorite one on the left. It's Van Cleef and Apples. I gotta swing in there later. I got plenty of Cleef, but I'm all out of apples. I don't even know what an apple is. Do you people know? On the right, this is Shreve Crump and Lowe. It's the oldest jewelry company in the nation, 1796. Liz Taylor purchased 5 of her 8 wedding rings in there. Imagine that 8 times. That is the definition of insanity. Behind me and to the right is the Church of the Covenant. It's made of our state stone, which is the Roxbury pudding stone, found in only 2 places in the entire world. Roxbury, Massachusetts, which is an annexed community of Boston, 4 miles from here, and the southernmost tip of the Horn of Africa. You know who was married in there? Nancy Kerrigan. Remember? Why me? My knee! Torn your kneecapped her with a pipe. It was an incredible scandal in the 90s. You young people missed it. Who's ever heard of something called the molasses flood? Yes, everyone's heard. Yes, okay. I don't know him, and he's heard of it, so I'm not making this up. 5:30 tour, Team Flo. I got no filter left. I'm very well behaved at 9:30. All right, I want you to ignore this church on the right. There's nothing to see there. I know it's look. You don't want to miss this next thing. Look on the left. It's the most amazing thing you're going to see on the tour. Right here. Wait for it. Wait for it. It's Team Flo! What happened to the tulips? They were yellow when we went by the last tour. They're gone. What the heck? On the left, this is the Tipton Hotel from The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. If you haven't seen that show, you're missing absolutely nothing. It's what's wrong with the world. It's garbage. Say it with me, Team Flo. Garbage. Garbage. On the left, this is the Boston Public Library, oldest public lending library in the country, and on the right, here's your picture. This is the Trinity Church. It is the most beautiful church architecturally in the entire country. 1877 Richardsonian Romanesque style architecture, named after the architect Henry Richardson. It's hand carved. Ain't that a beaut? Now compare that to something that's more common. Look in front of us and to the left. This is the New Old South Church. And that's a style of architecture called Gothic. Okay, you can tell by the pointy windows and doors, they point up to heaven. But the church is a bit unusual. It's got the oldest group of parishioners in the city. They date back to 1670. And of course, those people are dead. Did you guys run the marathon? It looked like a running club to me. This isn't a running club. You know, a half a block behind us is the finish line to the oldest continuously run marathon in the entire world. Started in 1897 with 15 men. Women were not allowed to run the marathon until 1972. This year we celebrated the 126th annual running, and we had over 30,000 people cross the line. Wow. It's always on the 3rd Monday in April, which is Patriots Day. I think we should run it in February to give us a shot. Them Kenyans ain't hanging with us in February. Sir, you were 77. They were inspired by the play The Lohengrin, which brings us the very famous bum, bum, ba, ba. You know, the wedding march, or the death march, whatever you choose to call. I had a terrible experience. Why would you do that 2 times? A radiologist, have you done it once? Okay, this is the most important piece of the tour. I left you guys on the right in 1634 with 151 people. The original shop at the Boston Public Common. This is Charles Street. This was the Charles River, and to the left was the bay. Until the 1800s, when over the course of 50 years, every 45 minutes, 24 hours a day, they railroad carted gravel and dirt in here and they dumped it. They started here and they worked 3 miles to the left, the Back Bay of Boston. Wide flat streets, man-made, hills original. This is amazing. This is before the invention of heavy equipment. Young men were hand shoveling gravel and dirt to a 3-mile puddle to build our city. I have a 23-year-old son who can't pick a wet towel up off the floor. And an 18-year-old who just ran his own computer over in the driveway and crushed it into 1,000 pieces. Imagine the way people used to work. And because of this, all that land there, they call that